Grab your phone and text her.
Have you ever wondered if you put too much food on your plate? Hi, my name is Michelle Alexander, and this evening I want to show and explain what my plate is, and explain to you how it can work for you and your family. June 2nd, 2011, my plate was introduced by Michelle Obama, the Surgeon General, and the Secretary of Agriculture. The plate was designed to help people make healthier choices when eating. This is my plate. The diagram is founded by myplate.org. On my plate, your dairy should be on your upper right left-hand side of your plate. The dairy can come in different forms of food and fluid as long as the item retains calcium, such as your cheese, your milk, your yogurt, and your pudding. The fruit should be on your right-hand bottom side of your plate. Fruit can come in different forms as well, such as your fresh and your frozen, your dried, your whole fruit, your cut up, your puree, as well as 100% fruit juice. Some examples of fruit can be like your bananas, your grapefruit, your fruit cocktail, your plums, fruits like that. Put that back there. Vegetables should be on your bottom right side, and those can come in different forms as well, such as raw and cooked, fresh and frozen, canned, dried, dehydrated, pulled, cut up, mashed, and 100% vegetable juice. There are 5 groups of vegetables. You have your dark green vegetables, which would be like your romaine lettuce and your broccoli. Your beans and your peas, which would be like your black-eyed peas and your kidney beans. You have your starchy vegetables, which would be your corn and your potatoes. And it would also be like your red and your orange vegetables, which would be like your corn and your sweet potatoes. And then your other vegetables, which would be vegetables like your mushrooms and your zucchini. Each one of these sections of vegetables contain different amounts of calories in them. And you want to add a different variety of vegetables into your diet on a regular basis. On your grains are up on your left-hand side of your plate, and it would be this section right here. And grains are consistent of anything with wheat, rice, oats, cornmeal, and barley. There are 2 types of grains. There's whole grain, which retains the entire kernel, which would be your bran and your germ, and that would be something like your popcorn or your whole wheat toast. Then there's the refined grains. These grains contain, well, they're milled, which means the bran and the germ are taken out of the wheat grain. And this also removes fiber, iron, and sometimes it removes the vitamin B that are in the items. And this would be items such as your cornbread and your flour tortillas. Then there's your meat section, which would be, there's 5 different groups of meat, which would be like your meat, which would be your pork and your steak. Then there's your beans and your peas, which are also vegetables but can be considered as well as your meat, which would be your black beans and your kidney beans. And then it would be your poultry, which would be your chicken. And then fish, which would be like salmon. And then your cashew and almonds are also considered a meat, which would be listed under your nuts and seeds. Each one of these sections are considered a meat or a protein item, and they should go on your bottom left-hand side of your plate. When choosing meats and poultry, you want to make sure you choose low-fat or lean cuts of meat. And you also need to understand that how you cook your meats and your poultry can raise and increase the calories that you're eating. Also, when you choose fish, you want to try to choose fishes high in omega-3 fatty acids, which would be like your salmon. And you also want to consider when eating processed meats, like your ham, your hot dogs, and your bologna, that they contain a lot of sodium. Therefore, if you have issues with sodium or high blood pressure or retain a lot of water, you may want to consider cutting back on eating those type of items. By taking action and trying to implement My Plate, you learn how to balance your vitamins and your minerals. In conclusion, you want to try to make half of your plate your fruits and your vegetables. On your grains, you want to try to make at least half of your grains whole wheat grains. And on your milks, you really want to try to consider trying low fat and 1% milk. The whole goal of My Plate is to make eating easier and better for you, and hopefully you'll enjoy your food but just eat less of it. Thank you.